Good evening, everybody. We are back tonight for the Xbox round on Mugello. Round 6 of the Austin E-GP. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe. As the world tries to end around us, let's just do some racing to forget about it for a while, shall we? Looks like we're going to have a decent lineup this evening. It looks like a few of the guys that were out last time are back. I think I've noticed Kegel being here already and a couple of the others. It's going to be a lot of fun to have everybody back, have everybody racing again. I think they're just about ready. Yeah, it looks like they're putting the group together and they're just about to start qualifying for Moto 3. So we might actually get started on time this time. I will attempt to keep an eye on chat tonight for those who wish to interact. I wasn't doing too much of it last night because I was trying to run director and everything at the same time. It just kept me so dang busy. For those watching on Facebook, we do have a Twitch stream and a YouTube stream available as well. I will make sure to try and get that all posted up. If we have an event, I haven't seen one on either the ASO page or Ride 512. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I wasn't seeing it. I don't know. It looks like they're still getting everybody added to the race. All right, looks like everybody's readied up and we are just about to get started with qualifying. So we'll go ahead and switch over to that, see how it's going. I might have to balance audio out a little bit, so give me a moment for that.
Because I do 316, Roger Mark, CM Rays, and Twin Stick.
Alrighty. Since we lack a race director this evening, I'll have to be managing audio a little more carefully than I normally do. But we'll have that back next week, one way or another. It looks like we're running a clear day out in Mugello as well. I believe we had the same yesterday for the PS4 guys. So everybody's going to have to be careful about their tire selections today. They don't want to be overheating and killing it. Alrighty. Looks like Kegel was first one out on the track for Moto 3 here. Just working on qualifying. 9.5 minutes remaining. Let's see what everybody can do today. Hopefully they've all been practicing, had a little time. Their time off to get some laps in. Times I saw reported on the chat earlier looked close to what we were seeing on PS4 yesterday. So hopefully we'll see some pretty good competition here today. can be tricky. There are a lot of names on it. There's a lot of streets that have a very surprising edge to them. So overrunning happens a lot. Difficult to avoid going wide on this track. Also, I find it a bit more entertaining. Don't mind us moving in. Bear right to the win table, 203 from his first lap. Right. 2.7, not bad at all. Sitting in first currently, I believe Bear sitting in second, Hinkle sitting in third. None of those is a surprise. Definitely some of the fastest guys on the Xbox side. Bear the other day posted video of his paralysis and he has one of his hands is actually starting to get better. You guys better watch out. This guy is this fast. One hand before he works. Give him two, he might start whipping all of you. Bikes aren't exactly speed demons when you're on the straights. 3.1. Looks like he's having a little difficulty managing to turn that speed up a little bit more. Still not bad. Pretty solid. Oh, he has a bit wrong. Just off the front row. about to finish. I think this is his first complete lap of qualifying. We are at 2.5 minutes, or a little over 2.5 minutes remaining. Nick J putting down his 2:07.4. Bear, meanwhile, has been pushed down to 4th. It looks like we've got everybody really turning in some decent laps today. That's still holding on the 2:02.7 to first place, though.
I'm good second and a half off. Not drawn that. So, whatever. No, not gonna make it. Yeah, you're gonna have to put the ball in front of them. Not even cross start finish.
Look at that board. 202's down fucking to Jesus. That's a hell of a grouping. Man.
Alrighty. Here we go, folks. This will be a race round for Moto 3 on Mugello on the Xbox.
I would probably bump
Yeah, it's just be greasy. If you actually sit.
Hope you're ready for it. These boys apparently have been practicing. They are all ready to get at it with each other.
Worn out, they're just too hot.
Yeah, just pull over for a second.
Yeah, they should get greasy.
All right, here we go. Now our start will be a little desynchronized because of the fact that we're taken from their streams. So there's latency. There you go. Albert crawling out in front already. Kegel doesn't quite get a good start. Winds up falling way back to 6th place right off the bat. SOA flying up to 1st. Bear having a good entry into turn 1, but getting bumped around a little bit. Hutch managing to crawl his way up into 2nd. And it's aggressive coming into the first chicane. Leaving turn 3, everybody looking clean so far. Oh! Oh no! LAX loses it flying out of turn 3 and winds up out in the dirt. Meanwhile, SOA, Hutch, and Albert sitting up front as your top 3. I believe that's Nate's close on Bear's tail, though. Richard, Hellfire, and Kegel in the next group. Kegel taking the pass, moving up into 6th. Hutch continuing to sit in 2nd. Yep, that is Nate sitting in 4th currently, only half a second off of the podium. It looks like he's decided he liked that last time and he'd like to get a podium again. Hutch, meanwhile, taking 1st. It's looking like a hell of a fight up front. Let's get a good look at it from Bear's view here. You can see that everybody up front riding incredibly smoothly. Oh, and Hellfire goes down. That is gonna hurt. SOA way too wide, leaving turn 14, so that'll have Bear with only Hutch in front of him, looking for first place. Not bad at all. A little wide around 15, but hopefully he can clean that up. Oh man, Hutch just stretching the lead out on everybody though. He's trying. Oh, but Nape's coming up hard on Bear. Look at this. Trying to slip up under him. Both trying to be led in the brakes. Bear pushed out. Napes manages to hold somewhat of a line. And he is leading coming into turn 2 in that push for first place. Nape's looking very, very solid. But Bear not letting go, continuing to hang on to him, and neither of them losing sight of Hutch sitting up front and first. It is really competitive out here today, just like qualifying looked like it would be. Meanwhile, Kegel sitting back in 5th, just behind SOA. We will see how this plays out. Our top 5 are within about 2 seconds of each other. Oh, look at this. Oh, no! Bear loses it! In turn 10, he just flies out, got a little too far inside, the rear got loose, and he lost it. Man, how disappointing. Oh, he was doing so well. He falls back to 6th place. Oh, that's disappointing to see. What a rough thing to see. Meanwhile, the rest of the field capitalizes on his mistake. Cagle finding himself now in 3rd, just behind Nates and Hutch. We'll see how that goes. Bear managing to move himself up into 5th. Cagle coming around 15. The solid turn, and you can see that he's got a view of Nates, but Hutch is just gone. That wreck pretty much made it, so as long as he'll just, and look at him turning down the fastest lap faster than he was doing in qualifying, a 2:01.9, he is positively flying at this point. Man, that was just rough. Cagle looking extremely solid coming into turn 1. The rest of our field, Voss back in 7th. Nick J currently sitting in 8th. And Richard has managed to get his way up to 5th. Oh no, his Bear has another off. Man, he is having a rough race suddenly. He was doing so great, I guess maybe getting off his rhythm threw him off. He's just having trouble getting it back together. Hopefully he can. He's now fallen back to 8th. Jay going up into 7th. Oh, but he fights back, manages to take it back. Cagle nearly running a little too far inside as he comes into 9. Nate's managing to only get about a half a second lead over Cagle.
To get podium, if you're talking about at least getting podium, that means you have to take us in 3rd. I am in 3rd. Oh, okay, never mind then. Never mind then. Oh, but still, that means you're trying to get around me, 'cause I don't think I'm catching up to podium in 2nd.
Hopefully Bear can get himself back in as we are at lap 3 of 5. Cagle now seeing a bit of Napes. Napes just really solid today, stretching it out to a 4-second lead. My God. Oh, as Jay goes down. That's disappointing. Looks like he is now sitting in 8th, unfortunately. As Justin Richard has managed to hang on to 5th, but isn't very close to 4th. It looks like he's probably a good, I would say, 3 to 4 seconds back. Yep, about 2.5 seconds. Oh man, Nick J has another off. And that puts him at the back of the field. He's going to have to work in order to not find himself at the very back for the race. Having just a rough race, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and cut away now from this, as Cagle isn't quite close. But look at one of our other fights that's going on right now. Voss and Richards both in it for 5th for the moment. And of course trying to catch up to our 4th place, which I believe currently is... Oh, who is that? I believe that's Napes currently. Or not Napes, excuse me. I don't know who it is. SOA, probably. Oh, Voss with a very good move. Oh, finds himself off in the dirt after Richard goes ahead to reclaim the line. And that causes him to lose speed. And on these little bikes, you don't get back on the throttle and catch right back up. It takes a moment. You got to catch somebody on the brakes almost every time. And Richard's not letting him do it. Oh, man, his Jay has another off. It's just not his day. I'm betting... Yeah. Oh, no! Oh, no! Both Voss and Richard go flying out of the turn. Bear is right there and capitalizes on it. Flies up into 5th. Now it's looking like he's got a chance to get back in the race as we are on the second to last lap. Bear now trying to work his way back up to the front of the pack. We'll see if he can do it. He did a great job of just staying steady and capitalizing when mistakes were made in front of him. Maybe he can get a look at the podium, but it would require there to be a mistake or two up at the front of the pack, and so far it's not looking that way. Our front is looking pretty solid right now. Unfortunately, he found himself just being killed by wrecks today. That's disappointing. We'll take a look at our third place. Cagle running very smooth through the twisties. Hitting the second set. Napes stretching out a 6.5 second lead over Cagle. I have no idea how far ahead Hutch is at this point. SOA sitting 4.5 seconds ahead of Albert. It's going to be hard to close a gap like that unless there's just a major mistake made. But Bear has shown that he will capitalize on other people's mistakes today, so we'll see how that goes. Cagle, meanwhile, holding a good line through 8, holding good speed through 9. It looks like he will probably hold on to his third place position if he can just stay calm and keep it under control. Looking back at Nick J, I can see part of the problem he had today was probably tire compound selection on his front. Oh, if you look, you can see, and I've looked over a couple of times at his screen and seen that his front was running red. So I think he might have had a bad choice of tires, and it has just had him thrown off the track repeatedly today. Currently, I believe the temperatures were sitting right about 30 Celsius, which puts it about an 80 to 90 degree day for those of us that speak American. When it's that kind of hot, you can see his tires just will not cool down, so he's not getting proper grip. The front of our pack already finishing things. Cagle coming in for his third place finish. There it is. And it looks like we'll have Hutch, Napes, and Cagle as our first, second, and third place finishers for the day. Very competitive race. Very nice racing today. Just some unfortunate wrecks from some of our fast guys. It'll cost you. It's not just about having a fast lap. It's about having consistent laps as well. But that being said, everybody's looking really good today. And there we are.
I bet the gearing difference between our bikes is probably...
And you can see, even back in 5th and 6th, for Bear and Hellfire, it was still in that 202 range. So everybody was turning fast laps. It was just wrecks and mistakes that was just costing people places today, unfortunately. But good, solid racing. And nobody over at 210, so it's really, everybody's getting solid laps today. Looking good this week. All right.
Oof.
That'll be it for Moto 3. Next, we'll be looking at Moto 2. And we're going to take a brief break. When we return, it'll be time for Moto 2 at Mugello on the Xbox.
Yeah, alright, we're going back.
Thanks for watching, folks. Alrighty, folks, we are back, and it is looking like it is just about time for Moto 2 qualifying for the Xbox at Mugello. Hope everybody's enjoying it. That was actually not a bad race. Whoa, hey. I didn't mean to do that. Accidentally getting an echo of myself coming there. Everybody's getting ready there. Hope everybody enjoyed that. That was actually a decent race. I'm hoping they'll keep it up for Moto 2. Definitely a lot closer than we've had previously on a lot of times we'll have close races for the first lap or two, and then after that it's over. But that time that wasn't bad at all. A lot of trading up on those smaller bikes too. It is hard to catch up after a wreck because of the fact that there is no way to just throttle out and catch back up to everybody. You just haven't got much to work with those little bikes. So consistency is definitely the key there. It is in any class, but I think it's more so in Moto 3 than any other. It looks like we are going to continue to have, I guess, 9 in the field this time? Yep. Certainly looks that way. For those who would like to watch on an alternate platform, I'm posting the links to my channel for Twitch. I'll also post YouTube as well. Alrighty. That's got both of those posted. Okay. And it looks like we are just getting back to it now.
Nice at the beginning, like when somebody was coming in, fucking let them get, and I'll just.
Alrighty. They're just starting qualifying now for Moto 2. It's going to be fun to see how well they can do in here. Hopefully we'll see the real GP season start up. They're thinking August still, but we'll be almost done with our season by then. I'm excited to see how good everybody's doing by then. It looks like our group on Xbox has gotten a hell of a lot faster, which I know that Hines over on the PS4 has been wanting Xbox to get really fast since they tend to have a bigger field. He's wanting to make some appearances over here at some point. We'll see if he can. Alrighty, as Kegel and Bear are out on the track already. We'll see what we get here. Okay. It's always tricky when you make that step up to one of the faster leagues from having driven, or faster class, excuse me, from having driven that slower class earlier in the day. It does warm you up and let you remember the track well. We'll see if everybody can keep it under control. I have to admit, Moto 2 is definitely my spirit animal as well. Owning a 675, they're a brilliant bike. So watching people actually throw them around the track makes me happy. All right, as everybody's working, 8 minutes remaining in qualifying. And none of the racers we have cameras on have got a complete lap yet. We should be close here pretty quick. Ooh. There's Nick J and Justin Richard having a little bit of a tussle there. Come on, boys. It's just qualifying. No need to play that game. All right. Looks like we've got a couple of our leaders just about to put in their laps. SOA putting in a... Oh, my. Kegel putting in a 156. Hutch putting in a 155.5. Bear putting in a 156 as well. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a Moto 2 that'll be just as competitive as Moto 3 was. Hellfire putting in a 154.3. All right, looks like these boys are going to get serious. See, this is why I was excited. Looking like it's going to be a good day for racing. Oh, I always forget that Hellfire is boss, didn't it? Yep. Telling you, that's the problem. I still haven't set up a spreadsheet with all the gamer tags and Twitch IDs and their actual name is. I need to work on that. Bad caster. Bad. All right, we are sitting just about at the halfway mark in qualifying. And it looks like we've got a couple more laps about to... Oh, man, Nick J has an off. That is rough. Bear puts in, I believe that was a 154.2. Not bad. But it's going to be hard to beat that 154.062. That is really quick. As you can see here, our current qualifying leader, Voss, working on trying to put down another good lap. Hopefully, he can beat his time and move it up again. Make the bar just a bit higher for everybody else. Oh, as Jay has another rough off. That's a little different line through there. But he's going faster than the rest of the pack, so it's working for him, I suppose. Very nice. Carrying good speed into every... Oh, as Hutch has an off. I'll bet he was looking hot before that happened, knowing him. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, Key sitting back 8th place currently. I guess needing to go ahead and try and put down a better lap here. We'll see what he can do there. Bear sitting in 2nd currently. Not bad at all. Always consistent. Kegel currently sitting in 5th. I guess he's trying to make adjustments and figure out what's not quite working for him. Get it worked out. Everybody just taking their time trying to get things dialed in. We'll see what kind of standings we have here. 3 minutes remaining in qualifying. Few more times coming in here. Let's see what we see. Look at that. Voss cannot manage to beat his own time there at that 154. That's really hard. He's going ahead and starting another flying lap. He could probably get 2 more in if he manages to do it quickly. So we'll see what he can do here. I guess he's taking a moment there. So we'll switch over to somebody else. You see here, Cagle and Napes working on putting down their laps. Oh no! Oh man! Cagle having a rough off in T1. As we're looking at 2 minutes remaining in qualifying. He's sitting 5th. It looks like he's going to have a hard time putting a lap together today on the Moto2 bikes. Mugello's definitely a twisty, much tougher track than some of the other ones we've seen on the circuit so far.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh man! We'll see if he can get it under control or if he needs to go out and have a yard sale. That is rough. As Bear looking quite good. Still sitting in second with a gap of about a quarter second between him and first. We'll see if he can do it. It'd be nice to see him manage to get that pole. He did, like I said, he did really well in qualifying. Oh no, that is rough. Hopefully he can put together one more good qualifier. Right now, though, he is on the front row, so he's at least got that much done. But we'll see if he can get any higher up there. It'd be nice to grab a pole out of this. Try to get hole shot again and see if he can actually hold it together during the race this time. Oh, a little rough there. Yeah, he'll have to restart his flying lap. Voss is out on the track looking to see if he can set a better lap again. Clearly just looking to see how perfect he can make a lap now. When you're holding that number 1 position, really the only way to go is just take out the little tiny imperfections. Oh, as Hutch has another off. Unfortunately, I'm not able to just call up standings right now. So we'll see how things look here in a couple of minutes, as we are about 10 seconds from qualifying timer expiring. And this is going to be it for everybody. So we'll see what kind of laps everybody can put in. This is probably going to be the last one most of them get. Voss looking very solid as he has the entire time. SOA going down. Looking like it might not change much, as we're not seeing a bunch of personal bests outside of Key, who is showing some of his personal bests this time. Oh, but unfortunately invalidates his lap. He'll probably go ahead and finish it up to get the practice anyway. Richard's still out there looking to set a time. Sitting in 6th currently. Oh my, having a bit of trouble with our editing here. And a bit of trouble with audio. I'm not sure what's going on there. Appears to have fouled up on me.
But no, don't.
Not sure what's going on there. Oh, I think I know. I can fix that.
I hope not. I'll triple work too. I'll be happy if I actually move a place. Nope.
Alrighty.
I can't get out of 6.
As you can see your standings there, Voss sitting in first with that 154.062. Bear with a 154.2. Napes with a 154.4. Hutch with a 154.7. Cagle with a 155.2. Man, they are once again all just about within a second of each other up at the front of the pack. Richard's sitting reasonably close as well, so don't count him out. And our other guys need to go ahead and work on getting a consistent lap down. We'll see what they can do, though, during the actual race. As we get ready
5 laps.
for your race round at Mugello on the Xbox.
Y'all told me not to. Oh, no, never mind, because I forgot I changed tires in.
You can see everybody making their last second adjustments. Is the one nice thing about this display versus the director. You can kind of see how everybody's setting the bikes up, how they're looking to compete differently with everybody, how they're assessing what they did versus their opponents.
Saturday was beautiful, Sunday was shitty. I haven't even looked, man.
Of course, as we always get
Hey,
Hines over on the PS4 always telling us, oh no, I just run
Lorenzo,
defaults. Though apparently,
I'm driving up
I
Thursday.
think lately there have been a couple of times he's run
I'll meet you
actual
in the hotel
settings.
Friday.
Even the guys that say they don't need to do it have started to do it. I think things are starting to get that competitive. Again, for those who are watching on Facebook, if there's any other platform you'd like to watch on, you can look in the chat there. I have the links to the Twitch and YouTube streams. So if you prefer to watch on one of those, you certainly can. All right, here we go, folks. About to get your Moto 2 start here.
Lunch.
Sealed into Jesus.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
As Nick J is immediately off into the dirt, leaving the line, and that's going to have him fall way back.
Fuck everybody up.
And the front Kegel manages to shoot up near the front, getting into second. Richard pushing into
What the
first.
fuck? Y'all are
Had a
assholes.
great start.
Y'all are assholes.
Oh no, it gets. Or no, that was okay. That was SOA. I thought that was Richard there on the front.
Oh, fucking hell.
Some of the tags that are showing up, trying to figure it out. There it is. Hutch sitting out
God,
front.
what
Nate
the
sitting
hell?
in second.
We're not even 6 turns in.
Bear sitting in third. Kegel back in fourth.
My bad. I'm up on the outside.
Gotta make it clean.
Key in sixth. Voss, being at the top during qualifying, is sitting back in ninth. That is rough. Richard back in eighth. And Nick J, despite having that rough start and winding up in the grass, is now sitting in fifth. Never count him out. Less than probably a couple of seconds separating your first to fifth places. You can see here from Kegel's view, he's got a clear view of the entire podium. If he can make it happen, he can get up and snag a podium this round after having some difficulties during qualifying. We'll see if he can do it. Bear looking really good as well. But my God, Nates and Hutch are just going to try to run away with it. It doesn't look like he's going to make it easy for him, though. As they tussle for that first place slot. Oh, man. Really hard to get on the brakes correctly when you're following the leaders like that. And yep, Bear swings a little bit wide, clearly trying to carry more speed. Oh, man. As Kegel is all over him. These two very often incredibly competitive with each other. And look at this. Oh, little bit of tap there from Kegel. His rear getting a little bit loose. They are having a solid fight over this third place spot. Kegel does not want to be off the podium. You can see him chasing Bear down. Look at this. If Bear makes any mistakes, he is going to get eaten alive. The front of the pack not at all safe in any of their positions. Meanwhile, behind them, Key has managed to get his way up into 5th. Voss sitting in 6th, still not quite able to recover from that rough start. It's definitely going to be a struggle for him to catch back up, but Cagle and Bear at it through the chicanes, the final chicanes coming into turn 15. Look at this. Cagle reminded him, hey, I've got a front tire and I'm going to give you a little touch with it. As Bear runs wide, Cagle slips up under him, but no! Back onto the line. Bear manages to pull it back in. Cagle probably having a moment of just coming off the gas, a little bit too much brake, and now falling back, and he's going to have to work back up. As they come into turn 1, Cagle looking to aggressively close that gap if he can get the drive out, but no, Bear has a drive out just as good, so he cannot close it on him. Through the chicanes, Bear running wide, Cagle managing to hold it tight, but both of them getting a solid launch out. So no real close. Oh, there it is! Oh no! Cagle out! In turn 4, just thrown out. Oh man, he got a little too aggressive, tried to come up under and high-sided to the moon, and there he went. He just didn't have it. He's also running a bit warm on his tires. I don't know if he made the right selection there. That's causing him to get a little loose. We'll see if he can catch it up. That is going to have him falling back, and Bear is starting to solidify his 3rd place position as he puts a 3.5 second gap on Cagle. That is rough. Don't make those mistakes, though. They will capitalize on it in this. Meanwhile, Key back in 5th. We'll see what he can do with his position. We'll see if he can get up there and start competing for that 4th place. I have no idea if anybody's going to catch the podium, but it's halfway through, and Hutch goes down! That is the leader going down. Bear moves up into 2nd behind, I believe we have Napes out front. Hutch into 3rd, Cagle into 4th, and now he is again looking at a shot at the podium. Meanwhile, our 4th and 5th place slots are now looking right at the back of the podium there. Oh no, looks like we have another one out on turn 1 there. Is that what I'm seeing on the mini-map? Okay, go getting a little nervous. Look at it from Bear's position currently. Sitting up at 2nd. He has managed to stay consistent for this race, and it has paid off. He hasn't quite stretched the lead over 3rd yet. I'm assuming that's probably Hutch sitting back there. If he can hold it together, though, he will have this one. Yep, looks like Nape's sitting up in 1st. I don't think he had a 1st place yet, so if he can hold it together, man, he's gone. You can't even see him from Bear's position in 2nd. Bear, meanwhile, still has to defend his position. He's got both Hutch and Cagle hungry for that 2nd place position, and they aren't going to let him get away with it easily. You can see on the map, he is being followed closely. Coming through 14. Banging down into 15, and the gap is closing between him and Hutch. And Cagle is closing on him as well. You can see the view here from Cagle's position. Getting a good look at Hutch as they head into the front straight. Great drive out from Hutch, though. Off he goes. We'll see if Cagle can close it as they head into the final lap. Oh, man, it's going to be tight. We'll see. Bear may or may not hold on to that second place position, though. And Cagle is hoping to snag himself a podium here. We'll see if it happens. Key, meanwhile, has not managed to close the gap with Cagle, as Cagle has decided to go ahead and ride hard, it looks like, for this race. But the problem is he's riding hard behind several very fast guys. SOA goes down, finding himself back in 6th. That allows Richard to push into 5th. Voss still back in 7th, unfortunately. Just not having a good day after being so great in qualifying. Bear sitting almost 7 seconds behind Napes. Man, it is totally, Napes could make a couple of mistakes now and still be fine, as we are heading into the last 4 turns of Moto 2 here at Mugello. Oh my, Hutch has decided he is going to make the move to try and take Bear. You can see it, only one more turn remaining, and if he doesn't get it now, there probably isn't a chance. He is close up. Bear needing to hold a solid line through 15. He's a little wide, but not enough to give a chance to Hutch. Hutch is unable to close the gap. I don't think he's got enough on the straights. Napes takes first. Hutch way back there in 3rd. Bear takes 2nd. Very nicely ridden by Bear. All right. Solid racing that time. Very solid. As you can see, yeah, all of like everyone in the field almost holding very, very solid lap times. Nick J just having a rough day with way too many wrecks. Feeling discouraged, man. Get back in there. You'll be fine. As we had a total of about a 5-second spread on lap times between everybody in the group. That is actually a pretty close spread compared to what we normally have. The Xbox field is just looking really competitive today. It is really good to see. All right, we're going to have a brief break, and then we'll be back with qualifying for MotoGP at Mugello on the Xbox. Thanks for watching, folks.
I'll stay.
Alrighty, looks like everybody's starting to gear up here for MotoGP qualifying. They are just about ready to get started. Yep, they are getting started up now. All right, folks. With how good the last couple of races were, I'm looking forward to this one as well. Hopefully we can avoid having GP turn into too much bumper cars and high sides. It tends to be a lot harder to keep these under control than the other classes. We'll see how it goes, though.
Go to a different doctor, give them the symptoms, and you'll probably get a different fucking diagnosis.
All right. Everybody loading in now. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully everybody else is enjoying it as much as I am this evening.
But it could have been. I don't know. I'm no doctor.
All right. Cagle out on the track quick as he has been the rest of the evening.
Worse than that.
It's nice during qualifying to get out there fast. Gives you as many laps as possible and as many chances as possible to set that fast lap. And the rest of the field coming out now as well. We will see how it goes. Eight minutes, 40 seconds remaining in qualifying for GP on the Xbox, or for GP at Mugello on the Xbox. You're looking here at Cagle working his first lap out. We'll see what he can do with it. Oof. Rear end getting a little loose there, heading out of 8 into 9. Definitely using the entire track. Not looking too shabby. Oh, SOA having an off really early. Might as well get them over with quick. Just under 8 minutes remaining in qualifying. Definitely exciting to see how this one plays out this evening. I think Cagle's going to turn in our first lap. We'll see what he sets. Oh, really wide around 15. He'll want to clean that up for his next lap. That will probably cost him. We will probably have somebody turn in a really fast lap under that, but we'll see what he gets. A 1:48.9 for his opening lap. That is not bad, even with that little mistake there at the end in 15. Since he's first through, that'll be the first place for the moment. But I guarantee you somebody will manage to turn down a bit of a faster lap. There's definitely time to be found there. That one is going to invalidate it. We'll see if he'll restart there. Napes setting a 1:46.843. Very nicely done. Yep, looks like Cagle's going to reset there. We'll see how our entire field is looking right now.
God damn it, turn 2. That 2-3 switch off, I can never get right.
Alrighty, having to fix a couple things with our settings there. I think I got that fixed though. Bear currently sitting 8th because he hasn't finished the lap yet, but he had a couple of fast sections. He's got a 1:48.5, so that's going to put him just under 2 seconds off of that first place that Nate set. And for those interested, I do have the chat available this evening, even though I haven't put the overlays correctly on all the Xbox stuff yet. I do need to get that taken care of. I am checking that out, and I do have the links for the YouTube and Twitch streams up in the Facebook chat. So feel free to check it out there if you'd like. Meanwhile, looks like Bear's time was good enough to give him third for the moment. I believe Voss was sitting in second. Hopefully he can set himself a nice qualifying time and hold together in the actual race this time. Last race, Voss just for some reason just couldn't hold it together when it came to the actual race after doing really well in qualifying. So hopefully he can get that cleaned up for this race. Bear again setting personal best. Though his rear tire is running really hot, he may want to change his compound choice there, because that's going to cause him some problems. And yep, you can see him heading back to the pit. I'm sure he saw that just as I did. Looks like even in qualifying, he's going to have to go ahead and change compounds, because that soft is just heating up way too much. Just under 4.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. Voss currently holding our second place behind Napes. Looking good. Hopefully he can hold it together for this one. Like I said, he was really fast in qualifying during Moto 2, so hopefully he can do the same for GP. Cagle finishing up another lap and bringing himself into third. Meanwhile, Hutch having a bit of an off. You can definitely see Cagle starting to get warmed up, starting to feel a rhythm. Oh, definitely sliding that tail around some. We'll see if he can hold it during the race. They are now sitting in fourth. Oh, as Napes has a bit of an off. We'll see if he can move that time down. He's probably got at least another 2 laps of trying to see if he can move that time down any further and give himself a little more space over the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Cagle having a decent lap here, setting a personal best for the first section. Not quite as well for the second. Spending a bunch of time with that rear tire loose. It's starting to warm up on him. We'll see if he can get that under control. Looks like a lot of folks are having trouble getting their compound selections correct today. Oh, bit of an off there. He'll probably want to restart, yep, and give that another shot. Richard, meanwhile, holding 6th and having a bit of trouble setting a good lap here. Nick J. also having a rough time putting together a lap that comes together. Again, these GP bikes are a lot harder than the other classes. If you can finish a lap, you find yourself feeling proud when you're starting out with this game. So the fact that these guys are turning down laps that look similar to actual pro times, it's kind of impressive to see. Bear, meanwhile, setting a personal best for the first section. We'll see what he can do with it. Oh! Having an off there, unfortunately. That's rough. Boss continuing to hold on to second place. Oh, no, he's been pushed down to third as Hutch pushes into second with a... Oh, pushes into first, excuse me. With a 146.4. That's going to place pressure on Voss and Napes to stay on the front row if they want it. Nick J having a couple of wrecks there. If you're going to have them in qualifying. Try not to have them during the actual race. Just under a minute remaining in qualifying. SOA having another off there. Meanwhile, Cagle still sitting in fourth. Don't know if he's going to be able to put together a lap that'll get him onto the front row. It would take him a lot to do it at this point. But again, with it being qualifying, anybody could put together a lap that works at any time. Richard finishing up the lap, putting him at a 150.9. Time for qualifying is over, so we'll see what happens here. Oh, as Cagle wrecks out as he was trying to set himself one more good lap, so it looks like he's probably going to have that fourth place position. That'll put him on the second row. Right beside Bear, who is currently sitting in fifth. Key sitting back in seventh. Richard in sixth. And Nick J in eighth. Just having a rough time putting together a lap today. Hopefully he can get it together. If you can't manage it this week, there's always next week. We aren't even halfway through the season yet. So folks can't let it discourage them too much if they're having a rough day. I'm looking for who's left that's actually driving. We probably have one person out that needs to go ahead and finish up a lap. Because everybody else is in autopilot currently.
I haven't played. Today was my first time.
Alrighty. There'll be what you're seeing. Hutch managed to take first with a 146.4. Napes, a 146.7 for second. Voss, his 146.8 will get him third. That's your front row. Cagle, Bear, and Richard on your second row. And SOA and Jay finishing out the third row. But you'll notice, not a huge separation between things. No more than 10 seconds for the entire field. So everybody looking fairly decent for the times they're putting down. But again, that front of the field, man, they're looking close to each other. All right, everybody dialing in settings. Tell you what, today it would be a mistake to try and run soft. That has eaten a couple of people already. Definitely one of those tracks where the heat does cause issues. Everybody's putting it together. We'll see what we've got here once this race starts. Hello there from Twitch. I see a fella, Charlie, there. It's an Austin E-GP league, man. We've got our guys already in this area, but you're welcome to watch. Maybe we should at some point post information somewhere. I don't know. We'll work on that. I'll talk with our esteemed league leader and see what we can do about if other people want to join from other regions. I don't know if the plan was to keep it exclusively to a lot of the guys associated directly here with Austin. All right, as we're getting ready to start, this is your MotoGP race at Mugello on the Xbox. We are off. It's going to be rough to see how this plays out coming into turn 1. Hopefully you don't have a bunch of bowling. Looks like we've got Napes, Cagle pushing out. Bear looking way on the outside. And we've got a couple of wrecks off the bat. SOA, and I didn't see who the other one was. Bear having trouble staying on the track, leaving turn 1, being left into the first set of twisties. 2 and 3. We have a wreck. Oh no, Napes goes down, flying out of 3. It is going to be rough to catch up to the pack after having one like that happen. Ditto for Cagle, finds himself now back in 7th. Bear almost losing it, sitting in 3rd. As Nick J now finds himself in 4th. If he can go ahead and start putting some laps together, he's got to look at the podium right now. Hopefully he can have a shot at it for the day. Would be good for him. And Richard has fallen back to last, unfortunately. That was a lot of bowling there. Cagle back in 7th. Wow, that was a rough shake-up there at the start. We'll see what everybody can do with what they've gotten here. Key has another wreck, unfortunately, along with SOA. Richard capitalizing on that, pushing up into 7th. Bear holding 3rd currently. Richard has another off, unfortunately, and that'll put him back in 8th again. Bear has a good solid look at 2nd. Oh man, Nick J loses it in turn 15 and finds himself back in 7th. Voss putting down the fastest lap so far, 152.9. As we are headed into lap 2.
I don't know when this happened, but I saw bicycle flying all over the place.
And it definitely shook up fast on that one. Looking at it here from Bear's position in 3rd place. He's got a good look at 1st and 2nd. Unfortunately, Nick J having another off. Just not having a good day here. Hopefully he can at least put some laps together and practice the track well. It looks like we've got Hutch sitting out in 2nd. And I believe Matt Voss sitting up in 1st place, not doing badly at all. After not managing to put it together for Moto 2, he is looking good now. We'll see if he can hold it together. The rankings in GP can change a lot really fast because these bikes will just eat you alive if you have a moment you're not concentrating. Napes sitting back in 4th. Cagle with a wreck. Unfortunately, that is going to put him in 6th place. He's going to have it all to do, but he does have 4 more laps to get back in there, so we'll see if he can do it. Meanwhile, Bear having to be patient, leaving that turn. It always sucks staring at somebody just out ahead of you, wanting to get on the throttle, but having to wait until the last possible second. Continue to have probably about a 4-second spread between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Oh man, Jay just continuing to have a rough day. Voss continuing to hold the fastest lap at a 1:46 even. Oh, from Napes. Napes determined to catch back up to the... Oh, wow. As Bear is nearly rear-ended. I didn't see exactly who that was, but he appears to have competition right on him. Look at this. You can see on his map, he has got somebody right on his tail, and that is Napes. Coming in from that really fast lap. He might have had a wreck, but he still knows how to go quick. Oh, and I think he had another wreck back there. Ugh. He's got those... Oh, wait, no. Did he or did he not? No, he is all over him. He hasn't had another wreck. My bad. Yep, Napes, look at that pass under him. But he can't quite control it, and Bear takes it right back and is into 2nd as Napes continues to loop up under him. Look at this fight for 2nd place as they come in. Oh, my. into turn 8, the long sweeper. This is 12, I'm sorry. I got confused about where I was on the track. 12, heading into the chicanes, 13 to 14. Napes continuing to try and stretch it out. Oh my, Albert losing the tail for a moment there. Not down to bad tire choice. It's just a tricky little bump there coming through there. As Bear tries to accelerate out, tries to keep Napes from getting away from him, but Napes is saying, I am having none of that. Meanwhile, it looks like Bear has yet another competitor sitting in behind him. Not quite sure who it is right this second. Oh, losing a bit of our stream for a moment there. Kegel now sitting in 5th. Voss, that would be who is absolutely molesting Bear right now. We can look at it from Voss's view. Meanwhile, 1st and 2nd is also contested. Look at this, Voss! Oh no! Decides to give a little love tap to Bear and pays for it by being thrown out of turn 3. Finds himself falling deeper back into 4th as Bear uses the opportunity to stretch out a 5-second lead. Boy, he paid for that mistake, didn't he? Bear continuing to not let go of sight of 1st and 2nd despite the fact that they are quick. Napes putting a 2.5-second lead on Bear. And I believe it is... who do we have running up front? I believe we have, yes, Hutch running up front currently. We are on the 4th lap, and Napes goes down. Bear capitalizes immediately into 2nd. Napes gets up as quick as he can, and thanks to how fast these GP bikes accelerate, he is managing to hang on to Bear, but it looks like Bear is going to have yet another fight to hang on to 2nd place. Hutch, meanwhile, taking advantage of the opportunity to try and stretch out his 1st place lead. And definitely putting a gap on it. Richards having another crash, unfortunately. And Bear, 3.5 seconds behind the leader. And now with Napes all over him. We'll see if he can hang on to it. Manages to get a pretty good turn 1, not letting the pressure bother him too much, but then loses it, leaving the turn, and Napes immediately passes. Now, we've got Voss nipping right at Bear's heels. Looking here at your battle for 3rd. These two guys have been at it the entire race looking for it. Voss saying, I had decent laps. I made a bit of a mistake and cost myself Moto 2. I am not going to let the same thing happen in GP. All over Bear. Bear, though, being solid and consistent. Look at the smoothness here. Just slowly stretching it. And Voss loses the rear tire. Gets a little too far out on the stripes, and that takes him down. It's all about that consistency in the end. And Bear is managing to hold it together here. Almost all of our position changes in this race coming from just mistakes by whoever was in the lead. Napes, meanwhile, stretching out an almost 6-second lead over Bear. Bear trying to stay composed, but obviously wanting to try and make up what he's dealing with here. He hasn't got anybody really close to him, so he's not under tremendous pressure there, but there is the pressure of wanting to catch that podium, catch up to the rest of the podium. Number 1 to stretch out a lead and guarantee that he's got it. It is the final lap. So you don't want to make mistakes now. It's a 7-second lead between 2nd and 3rd. Voss sitting 5.2 seconds back off of 3rd-placed Bear. Napes going down. Now giving Bear a look at second place. Can he capitalize on it? Unfortunately, a couple of our guys that were looking great in qualifying, maybe not able to make it to the podium. They're having solid laps. They're just having trouble getting consistency there. Bear, meanwhile, trying to catch up to Napes. He's got 4 turns left to do it. 11, he's not close enough. He's got to be good on the throttle, leaving it. Manages to hold it together. But Napes still holding a 3-second lead. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to close it as they're coming into turn 15. Bear unable to close. And Napes, Hutch taken first. Napes flying across the line into second. And Al Bear taking your third place. I believe that's his with a gorgeous finish line wreck for us. Voss finding himself in 4th. Cagle in 5th. And that is going to look like that is your day. I think Bear had 2, maybe 3 podiums today. Solid day for Al Bear. Very well done. Napes also doing quite well. And Hutch doing great as well. Look at that. Hutch, Napes, and Bear. Your first, second, third. Voss just couldn't put it together despite having a faster lap than Bear. He just wasn't as consistent. Too many wrecks there. And unfortunately, Jay having continuing his rough day. Richard doing a decent lap, but just not able to get it consistent. Ditto for SOA. I know I saw a lot of wrecks from both of them, unfortunately. So, and that was pretty much what defines it. Whoever's not getting consistent, even if you got a fast lap, boy, that'll cost you. But that was some good racing, some good solid racing today from our Xbox guys. That'll be it for the day. I appreciate everybody watching. It was a good race, a lot of fun to see. Thanks everybody for coming back now that this is our week after the week off. So we'll be looking for you next week. I don't remember exactly where we'll be at. I would have to look that up. We'll make sure to get the event up on Facebook for you. And we'll look at if we want to add people from outside for future rounds. Thanks for watching, folks. I will catch you next time.